Surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things, but I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome, you're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, the NBC News and NBC Sports radio station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live. We got to coordinate the
bubble.
Tiki Live Podchaser. Spreaker, Streaker, and more, streaking into you, maximizing my splatter zone for more hope and happiness, because I want to balance out all that readily available bad news out there with good news. So I have topics and guests to that end. If you missed my interviews with Jerry Mathers, Leave It to Beaver, who I actually got to interview again on the carpet the other day. I'm going to have to put that interview back up. And he said he agreed. He's going to come back on the show. I just love my life. And we also have special series for you as well. And as you can see, it is Wednesday, because on Wednesdays, I got doctors in the house. Dr. Tiffany Tate is a U.S. Navy veteran and a published author, retired OBGYN from Compton, California. She's a playwright, a songwriter, poet, and more. She's the published author of several books, a poetry book, and my favorite, the important children's book called Bad Touching. Please welcome back to the studio my co-host with the mostest on Wednesday, Dr. Tiffany Tate. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. And just okay, we'll do this as part of the gratitude sandwich. We're going to have breakfast together right now. 8 specific things that you're grateful for. I'm going to kick it off because I'm grateful that my annual holiday sing-along is going to be on next Wednesday with fellow singer Dr. Tiffany Tate, and we have a great lineup for you. Not only are we singing, we're doing one duet, Oh Holy Night, and then several solos, and then her kidlets, and her daughter's voice is unbelievable. So he's going to be, daughter's going to be singing a couple songs, and then the son happens to be, of course, didn't fall far from Mama's musical tree, a fantastic oboe or clarinet?
Oboe.
Oboe player. She sent me a little clip. Yes, he'll be doing some holiday tunes. So it's our wonderful holiday celebration with singing and using our voices in that way. And certainly I'm grateful that I'm entertaining the idea of coming out of retirement as a lounge lizard and entering back in there as I've told this story before. So that's what I'm grateful for. Go ahead. What are you grateful for? And I'm going to look at my cashew gallery as usual. We're nice and busy. Thank you for tuning in, supporting, see what they're grateful for.
I am grateful that my children will have the opportunity to showcase their musical abilities on the show.
Fantastic. We have a new streamer, love streamer, Tom Beards, who isn't unfamiliar to my social, but I don't think I've seen you on the show, so a particular welcome to you. We do have Queen Z as well. Dr. Oh no, is this a different? Oh, I think it's your Z. I have a Z as well, but welcome to Zena. Maria Queen.
We'll call her.
Thank you. And I think she's streaming in from locally. We've got Troy. I'm grateful for Troy streaming in from Chicago. Maria is here too from Colorado. Orville Nation from Portugal. So I'm grateful for all of those. I think that closes out all my gratitudes. One more gratitude from you, Dr. Tiffany.
I am grateful for the support of my fabulous sorority sisters of the illustrious Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Wow, beautiful. Vanessa Johns is also here. Good morning to you as well. Welcome. And let's go to the bottom of the bottle. So we just finished the gratitudes, which is the top of my gratitude sandwich. We take a bite of it every morning on the show. And then the bottom is, what do you appreciate about yourself? I'd love the Cashew Gallery to just weigh in, give me your 8 cents worth on what do you like about yourself. It's not a question we necessarily grew up with. I was told not to be all that, not to toot my own horn. The nail that stands up is hammered down. But I believe that because we don't affirm the goodness that we are, we tend to go looking for love in all the wrong places. Who likes me? Literally with social media. So it's my BS, my belief system, that it is important to exercise that muscle of self-care, which I think is the foundation of good mental health. So what do you appreciate about yourself, Dr. Tiffany?
I appreciate my faith because it helps me stay resilient and helps me bounce back.
I appreciate my ability to change my mind. That I'm not stuck sometimes in BS or belief systems that no longer serve me now.
Okay. I appreciate I appreciate my legs, my ability to walk.
Nice. And she has nice legs to look at too. I know because we've started to do stuff in person, which is kind of cool. Still waiting to hear. I got invited to cover the Emmys, which is like huge. So Dr. Tiffany's volunteered to be my camera woman. We can see if we can get her in there. All right. Troy is saying that he is appreciative of his self-sufficientness. Yes, you can coin any term you want. So we'll attribute that to you. And that's a great one. And good morning to Jerry, who I think is another one of your sisters. And yes, we're getting confirmation that we've got ACA in the house. So I appreciate my ability to care 88% of the time. Some people are a little more difficult to care for. In those cases, I say, God or UPS man, my universal power source, please love through me until I can do so myself. One last appreciation. Go ahead.
And I appreciate my ability to uplift others.
And you do that. And that's it for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffany Tate in the house.
That's right. And this is our special Wednesday series, Doctors in the House. And you are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using a gift balance with Dr. Marissa. The morning show you're on KCAA, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. Thank you for the support and making me the #1 top morning host in the IE. And I'm so grateful for that. We are now 605 consecutive weeks on the air on camera. And this is show number 1075. We were doing podcasts before it was called a podcast. And I'm so excited because we have a very interesting topic. Originally, the plan was to do our holiday sing today. And I try to take one day at a time, but sometimes an entire week comes up and smacks me in the head. So I didn't have time to practice. So we're going to do our holiday sing-along next week. That's the commercial. Please do make sure you free subscribe on my YouTube channel. You get a free alert every weekday morning, and you won't miss the holiday sing-along. I expect the sisters, the sorority sisters, to come and sing along. All right. Aw, that's so sweet. Oh, I got a specific one. Thank you. Feel free to give us the finger, not that finger, this finger on the reactions or hearts or whatever you'd like. And Dr. Tiffany, it's that time. Please introduce the topic of the day.
Okay, so the topic of the day is retail therapy. With Christmas approaching quickly, shopping is what is on everyone's mind. And a lot of times, there are a lot of triggers that people are experiencing, whether it is an emotional trigger or something that you're going through. You might want to find something that will might make you feel better or feel good. And retail therapy is definitely something that is real. And it is basically the activity of going shopping to make yourself feel better. And a lot of times, shopping is something that I myself enjoy doing, whether it is online, whether it is going to the store alone, whether it is going in a group. And if you think about it, what is it that you enjoy about shopping, Dr. Marissa? What do you enjoy about shopping?
Uh, the it's like the kid in the candy shop, that new, feeling. It's like a treat. It's like the promise of something good, the anticipation. Um, um, I I love anything that's new, so that also helps. That's what I
What about you in the cashew gallery? What is it that you enjoy about the process of shopping? Sometimes it's also the snacks in the mall or in the in the middle. You get to just see something shiny, you get to see something different. Or when they send you an email that something's on sale, I love a good bargain, you love a good treat, whether you're buying something for yourself or something for someone else. Anybody in the cashew gallery want to chime in? What is it that you love about the art or act of shopping?
The cute guy that just walks by. Sorry,
Yeah, people watching is always entertaining.
I don't watch all people, just the cute one. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. As they're thinking about that, I want to go back and catch this. Troy can't promise to be a positive presence for humanity. He tries not to be a negative, which is a good thing to start at. And as far as the singing, we've got promises to sing along and to lip sync, which is pretty funny. So Troy says he's a toy collector, so he enjoys the hunt, tracking down the thing I'm looking for, or didn't even know that was on the market. That's a good reason to go shopping.
Hmm.
I actually looked up, Dr. Tiffany. There's an actual term for the downside of shopping. I'm sorry, I'm not. Are you ready to go there? I'm not
Nope,
going there unless you're going.
not there. We're not going there yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I wanted to give them a chance to interact. So yeah, retail therapy is shopping with the purpose of improving the buyer's mood, essentially, or their disposition, and it can help kind of improve their disposition. And studies show that just the thought or anticipation of it will improve your mood, and it can actually help release dopamine. And we know that dopamine will make you happy. Dopamine can improve your mood, make you feel better. Caffeine can also release dopamine. That's why people can be addicted to caffeine and they long for it, they crave it. So there are lots of different things that can trigger your mood and make you feel better. And so there are different pitfalls and things that will help you go astray, but you also want to be wary of retail therapy because there can be some pitfalls along the way, as Dr. Marissa was saying, that she looked some things up. So I don't know, did you find the 12 ways to stop using retail therapy as
No,
a
no, no. I actually
coach
found.
or
Yeah, no, I found a term for when you are in trouble. like when you've taken retail therapy to the extreme, and it's called CBD, not
Compulsive
that
buying
yeah,
disorder.
compulsive
Yeah.
buying disorder. And there's another psychological term actually in the DSM, the Diagnostic Manual, out of a researcher in Melbourne, the clinical term being called oniomania.
Yeah.
Oniomania. I thought it looked like onion at first, but I didn't
But
know that. Did you know that?
yes, but before you get to that point, you want to kind of evaluate how you're doing with retail therapy, because retail therapy is actually a good thing. You can get some emotional benefit from it, even if you just like walking through Target, and even if you don't buy anything, it can be a temporary thing just for socialization, to be around other people, and it can elevate your mood. You may not even necessarily buy anything, just to be out and about is a good thing. It can be a good distractor from what you're doing. Just to go to the mall and to be out can change your how you're feeling. So a lot of times you say, "Oh, retail therapy." It actually really is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Question is it going to affect your wallet, and is it going to affect it negatively? So you want to be cautious, and make sure that there's no anxiety. So usually retail therapy does not result in any negative consequences, such as buyer's remorse, anxiety, or guilt. So
Or
if you're experiencing those things, then you're kind of crossing over into that addictive phase.
yeah, for sure. Jerry is agreeing with you. You're preaching to her choir. It's calming. It makes you feel empowered. So there is a positive, definite positive side to it, especially if you have the money. Sad if you don't. So there's the flip side of the coin. That's the the upside and the downside, or on the one hand and on the other hand. That's why I'm all about balance. Nothing is black and white necessarily. There's always, it depends in that gray area. So we're not saying that retail therapy is a bad thing. We're not saying that it's something you want to avoid. We are saying, it sounds like Dr. Tiffany is saying, there's upsides to it, and it
Mhm.
definitely affects some positive hormones in your body. Speaking of which, I have to share this funny story talking about shopping, and I think this is more so true of women than men necessarily. I could be wrong, but I still remember I was watching this commercial, and this the camera pans in, attractive woman. She's in bed, she's on her pillow, and she's looking over at the other pillow. So the camera starts, and she's got that, that very satisfied, happy, lust kind of look on her face. So you're expecting to see this like hugely hot guy, right? And it has a beautiful pair of shoes on the pillow. I don't even remember what designer, but I just thought that that was, and I used to sleep with my new shoes when I was a kid. I just loved, I don't know, maybe that should be clinically diagnosed right there, but I just love that feeling of new. And there is that, I gotta have that outfit. I gotta have that pair of shoes. I have to have that because there's that BS belief system that in the having of it, I'm gonna be happy. And this is when I speak on happiness. I say, I'll be happy when I get that pair of shoes. I'll be happy when I get that outfit. And then how long are you actually happy? You're lucky if it lasts what, a week?
Mhm.
And then it goes in your closet and you're like, what out? So go
And
ahead.
that's kind of the way retail therapy works. After you make the purchase, the happiness lingers for a little bit after the purchase, but it doesn't stay forever. So if you're still having issues, you may want to get counseling, but don't just keep shopping and shopping and shopping, because then you kind of linger on to those things. So here are 12 ways to stop using retail therapy as an emotional crutch. Number one, you want to be honest with yourself. Kind of know that this is what I'm doing, but this isn't going to last forever. So you want to shop, but don't keep shopping.
Don't drop.
Yeah,
Shop.
don't till you
Don't.
drop. Because I'm a shopper. I enjoy shopping, but I enjoy shopping for others, but within reason, because you know what your wallet can handle.
There's the
You also
mark.
want to recognize where you shop. You know, you can go to Target, you can go to the People Republic of the Mart, Walmart. My friend calls them Walmartians. They have good deals. You can go to Nordstrom's. You can go to Nordstrom's Rack. You can go to Macy's, any place in the mall. Again, I don't own stock in any of these places, so I'm not recommending any place. So wherever you choose to shop, know what your wallet can handle. Create a budget and try to shop within the budget and track your spending. Um, Make it harder for you to spend money. With credit cards, you can just take it out, swipe, 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 swipe. I remember at one time they said you should have cash. And when your cash is gone, it's gone. That way, you know you're out of money. You can't just take out your card and swipe it away. So if you go to the ATM, you pull out the cash. Now, the difference is I love my points. I love to shop with points. That way, it feels like you're buying a flight or you're buying something else. So that's the benefit of shopping with a credit card. But then you have to have the willpower to say, I'm only going to spend X amount of dollars, but you have to be true to yourself and know yourself and be honest with yourself. So, and another thing, you get those emails and they say this is on sale. So you have to say delete and unsubscribe and know if you're going to follow that sale or not follow that sale. So I don't know. And sometimes you can just pretend shop, put stuff in your cart and then delete it. I don't know. And shop with a list if you want to make a list. Um, And then also another thing you can do is save, treat yourself, save money, and reward yourself for saving.
Yeah. Sounds good. Troy says that even if you don't have the money, sometimes window shopping can be worthwhile in and of itself. That's what you were saying just now. So he's agreeing with you. I actually do something, I guess it could be called window shopping. I learned this from Esther Hicks' Law of Attraction to promote the feeling of abundance. I always carry, and I'll prove it to you, in my wallet a $100 bill. So now, if you don't have $100 in your bank account, but most of us, if you're in that top 8% of the population that has food in your fridge, car in your garage, I think that's the top 3%, and then money in your wallet. So, where is it? There it is. Okay. So I always have 100 and then whatever else is in there. And the reason why I do this is her point is you could buy that. Like I have the money that could buy whatever that thing that I want that is $100 or 100 and something. But I exercise my ability to choose, do I really need that? Is that the best use of my 100? What else could I do with that? And it stops me from, you know, overspending or just buying without thinking, which is along the lines of eating without thinking or having a relationship, not a relationship, but just having sex without thinking. All those that you mentioned before, Dr. Tiffany, around you're using that thing to try to soothe this dis-ease that you have inside that won't really be satisfied because it's just a temporary band-aid, whether it's pharmaceutical drugs or illegal drugs or shopping or meaningless sex or an outfit or shoes. So that's one of the reasons why. The other one is it enhances my feeling of abundance. I could get that. I could. And so that instead of saying, I can't afford to get that, I have wiped that expression out of my vocabulary because every time you say, I can't afford that, you are broadcasting that you are not abundant, that you are restricted, that you're poor. And instead, you are using that expression, I choose not to. It gives you some self care, self power. Again, with the mouth.
Yeah, and a lot of times we have to figure out the why. Why are we doing it? What are our triggers? And basically, it boils down to, is it because of jealousy, social media trying to keep up with the Joneses? Is it because of guilt? Are we feeling bad about ourselves? Do we want to buy it to make ourselves feel better? Is it because of FOMO, fear of missing out? Is it because we're feeling sad and we want to buy it to make ourselves feel better? Or is it because we've achieved something and we want to celebrate ourselves? So there's all these ups and downs, and we have a lot going on in our cashew gallery. So,
Yes, Troy is saying one of my favorite quotes from Twin Peaks is every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Don't plan it, don't wait for it, just let it happen. Wow, I didn't know that was from Twin Peaks, but I love it and I do follow that. I try to, I use presents to myself as motivation to do things that I really don't feel like doing. So I'll say, like, if I finish this, I will get this kind of treat or whatever that is. Um, Jerry's saying, I didn't know about, I guess, what I was talking about, but I do the same thing, the $100. I also carry other denominations of cash on me and in my car in case of emergencies, gas, food, giving to others if they need something. That's so nice. Yeah, I have a wad of dollar bills in case there's a stripper that's, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But and we don't want to know what her car is. You're gonna have some people looking to break into your car. But I think that's wonderful. I had a guest. He is responsible for getting so many teen homeless off the streets in San Diego. So if you're a person that shakes your head at homeless people, do something instead. Bring a case of water in your car every time you see a homeless person. Don't give them money necessarily, but give them a bottle of water. And I think that that is a wonderful way to be of service and help in the system. So thank you, Jerry and Troy, for that. Tiffany, did you make it through those 12 ways?
yes,
Oh,
yes, I
you did? Oh, okay. I didn't hear you count them off, so I wasn't sure
oh,
if you were or not.
I
See,
think I may have missed find a healthier way to cope, other than shopping. And sometimes if you just wait it out, um, let's
yeah,
see.
that reminds me of a good 12-step saying. It says, um, the urge or the feeling or the desire or the compulsion to have whatever it is will pass
Hmm.
whether you have it or not. And I thought that was it's another version of this too shall pass. I use my three breath technology to sort of curb those impulses. That first breath in through the nose, releasing soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. You're activating your body with your breath. The second one, releasing all the stories and the dramas. So then you release all the obsessive thoughts around all of that. And the last one, connecting with chi, eternal energy, with the power out there, God, or whatever you want to call that, outside of yourself, that, make sure that the planets don't crash into each other in the middle of the night, and make sure that every grain of sand is unlike each other. That power, we all have access to that. That is stronger than the compulsion to shop or whatever it is that you want to temporarily fill in. So I use
Yes.
that as a tool. Good. We could talk about tools. We're after the halfway mark.
Yeah, because you can take a walk, you can meditate, you can pick up a book, you can turn on your favorite song, you can do a stress dance. There's all kinds of different things you can do to alleviate that pent up energy other than shop, especially if your wallet cannot handle the shopping spree.
Hmm. I think that I want to see an example of the stress dance, Dr. Tiffany.
Well, I can do a chair dance.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, let's see it. Let's see it. Okay, there we go. I got to get on the same, thing as you.
So
That's a stress
one,
dance.
two, three, three, 1, 2, 3, 3.
Well, I'm mirror image though. There we go. One,
There, there.
but that's a stress dance. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going. Keep going. I'm gonna try to
1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2,
two. Okay, here we go.
1, 2.
Between the mirror image uh, and anyways, Chinese women can dance. Somebody
Yes,
say,
I've seen you dance. I've seen you dance on Instagram, so I know you can.
you know why I can dance? I don't think I've ever said this because I didn't know if it was like kosher to put it on social media. But you know who taught me to dance?
Who?
I had one brother
Mm.
in high school.
Okay.
I grew up in the largest German settlement outside of Germany in Toronto. I mean, not in Toronto, in Kitchener-Waterloo, in Ontario, Canada. And there was one Indian family, one Chinese family, one black family, and one Japanese family, one Chinese family. And everybody else was German. Germans are not usually known for their ability to dance unless you're ABBA. But my brother friend was the one who taught me how to dance. So that's why I got the moves going.
Oh, okay. Well, you have some moves. I will give it to you. You have some moves, so I've seen them. I've seen them. So
I've been using hashtag dancing queen lately in case you want to see the moves on social. All right. I think there was something here. In the cold Midwest, Netter and I, Netter is his wife of 31 years, something like that, just a couple of years. I keep a bunch of new gloves to give away when we find someone in need. So that's a great version of a bottle of water for the homeless. All right, so we've just, I haven't done station ID in a little bit because we got going, but if you've just tuned in, you're wondering what's going on in studio today, you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course my YouTube channel where you can not only listen but watch as well. All 1,075 of my show podcasts. Please do free subscribe. We are coming, PJ is going to be helping me. We are going to have a very special subscription-based channel. So one, get all the stuff you can while it's free, but by subscribing, you're going to get a lot more than just being able to listen to this. We'll be having pre and post talks and surprises and giveaways and all of that. So stay tuned as we go to the next level on YouTube channel. But if you've just tuned in, you're wondering who's in studio with me. It is my co-host with the mostest, doctors in the house with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
and she is the Renaissance woman. She does everything right, playwrights, sings, which we're going to hear next week as we do our holiday sing-along. And she was just brilliant enough to find out every year I can't really monetize that show because I use songs that are copyright restricted. That's okay, it's worth it. But she found a whole list of songs, so I'm going to be singing different stuff. I'm not doing Christmas Gift, which I usually do. You can get that on my social. I'll put it there. But we've got a whole beautiful lineup, not just of us singing, but her amazing voiced daughter, who is Mia. And I didn't even realize Mia's name is the name I wanted to give to my daughter. and it means little mother. And she didn't know that. So, did you tell her?
No, because she's Mia Moore, which is my love.
Well, I'll tell her when she comes on, and then her son is going to be playing the oboe, which is so exciting. So that is what's happening next week on Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa and.
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
But right now we are finishing off our discussion of retail therapy. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? And you didn't mention when we were in the green room before the show. She said, "Yeah, I told my sisters, my sorority sisters that are in the chat, that we were gonna. The topic was retail therapy, and there was a whole host of I'm not necessarily excited reception for this topic. But as we said at the beginning of the discussion on this topic, it's not a bad thing. It really has some benefits. It really does have some relief that is built into it. But if it is going to cause more consequences and unintended negative impact, then window shopping is definitely, or $100 bill that you can decide not to use in your wallet. They are good strategies for you. Anything else? Let's see, what have we got here? I know what I wanted to do. This is a downer, but I wanted to know how much debt, or sorry, credit card debt, because this is debt does the average American have? 20, let me share this information so you know I'm not making it up, from my trusty assistant Google, who just pulled up, based on data from the Bank of New York and US Census, is calculated that each American household carries an average of $7,951 in credit card debt a year. Okay, that's actually less than I thought it was going to be. That was during, oh, that's towards the end of COVID. So I attribute credit cards, even though one of my favorite guests on my show was the guy who invented the magnetic strip on the back of the credit card. If you have not watched his interviews, he's amazing. He's the grandfather of possibilities. His name's Ron Klein. He's been on the show several times. His wife is super lovely as well. So go to my YouTube channel, free subscribe, and get those interviews. But I think the ease in which you can shop with that credit card and then not open the bill when you get it contributes to some of that overspending. What do you think?
Absolutely. You just want to be careful because retail therapy by itself is not a bad thing, but you want to be careful because it can lead to compulsive buying disorder, which is a bad thing. And we kind of talked about it briefly at the beginning. And you want to know what some of the signs are of compulsive buying disorder because that's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just continuing in my research here, like how much is too much debt.
Oh,
Um, can you see it?
no, but while she's pulling that up, some of the signs of compulsive buying disorder are if you feel unable to control your spending habits, if you are hiding your purchases from others. Now, I'm not talking about the occasional Amazon box you're hiding from somebody because it's a gift for them. But if you are repeatedly hiding all of your Amazon purchases or all of the gifts or all of the things that you're buying from the store, you might want to consider that you have a problem. If you're lying to others about the money you spent, you might want to take a look in the mirror. If you're struggling to cope with the negative feelings that you have about your shopping, or if you're struggling to cope with negative feelings without shopping, you might want to consider what you're doing. And if the positive feelings do not last after the purchase, because usually after you shop, you usually feel good for a while. But But if you shop and you don't have that positive feeling, the dopamine feelings aren't lasting, you may want to reevaluate what's going on there. And if your overspending is leading to money problems, or you're feeling irritated or ashamed after you're shopping, you may want to take a look in the mirror and get help because you might really have a problem.
Yeah, for sure. If you looked just now, found this, and this is exactly why I do this kind of research, is that perception that young people have a lot of credit card debt. Look at this. They have the least of all the categories. So you just don't want to, keep having some BS belief systems that are not based on data. Because I don't know about you, Dr. Tiffany, but that's been one of those perceptions that I hear about. Oh, young people are, just going into debt and, living for the moment and they don't know how to save. Hello, look at the categories here. Under 29, least to 2023, 2.9 thousand in debt. And look at the winners are not the losers. 40 to 49, 7.6. So that high number. And even baby boomers have less. So those of you who are carrying that BS, you better stop because it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Anything? Okay. So they're just saying hi to each other in the cashew gallery. So if you, what are some, let's see, when you are at the mall and you are feeling like you don't have enough and you are wanting something, I don't know about you, but when I go holiday shopping for other people, it's not, it used to be not fun because you're looking for that perfect gift. So I did want to say something on this show about finding the perfect gift because I think that it causes undue stress. One, you know me, I'm a recovering perfectionist. If you get 88% good, you're good. You're not going to get perfect. Also, the consumerism aspect of the holidays has really, not done us well. Because if you think about it, how much time do you actually take putting the list together, running around, fighting traffic, fighting people, standing in line, seeing the worst in people, hearing the screaming and the kids and all that? That's why I don't Christmas shop. I know it's okay to do it online, but again, how much time scrolling through this begin or that begin, this begin, then you get it, and then you wrap it, and then you go all this around one reaction. And I have yet to meet a family who every single person on your gifts is like, oh my God, that's so perfect. How did you know I want that? That's so special. I know you love me because you got me that. Come on, folks. All that for, I call that bullshitaki right there, because rarely does someone read your mind as to exactly what you want. And then, oh, the debate, oh, give them money cards. No, that's so impersonal. Bullshitaki. I love getting a card that I know I can buy something later. But here's the deal. I have the best gift that you can buy that I promise is going to delight the person and it costs you nothing. You ready? Where's our drum roll? You ready for this? All right. And it will take you, depending on how centered and balanced you are, I would do this right after meditation, which is just breathing and not thinking. And then go and be creative, get some color, pencils or colored pens or something, a blank piece of paper, and just say, you are joy because. And then for that person that you were looking for that perfect gift, you can still buy them whatever you the perfume around it. But I promise you that this versus a card that you bought that you stand there for, $3 and you read through, you waste an hour worth of time looking for the perfect words. Use your own words and put, I love it when fill in the blank. I so appreciate that you fill in the blank. Or if you want to get really creative, use the letters of their name and use a one word adjective about that person. So let me use Troy, T stands for terrific. R stands for resilient. O stands for octopus. No, I'm just kidding. O stands for Dr. Omega. No. O stands for, what's a good
Outstanding.
Thank you. Outstanding or instanding. Outstanding. Y stands for yo mama. No. Y stands for why not? No. Y stands for, pardon?
Youthful.
Youthful. There you go. Thank you. This is a joint effort here. To get something handwritten, hand colored from the heart, right? Inside a $5 something, if you want to get them a pair of socks that are funny, or something that doesn't cost a lot of money. That gift, I promise you, will stay in there. That will touch their heart in a way that some $50 thing that they'll use once or twice will do. I promise you. And if it doesn't work, come back and I'll give you something to give to them. But it is really, 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 we've gotten into this habit thinking that things outside of ourselves and material things will make people happy. And I've learned my favorite time of year with my kids is Mother's Day, my birthday, and the holidays, not because of what they give me, but because of what they write and the poetry that they write and how they express themselves. It makes my day. If you look at my social media during the holidays, you'll see not pictures of things they bought me, but the words that they gave me. I rest my case.
I actually agree with you because if you reflect on your favorite Christmas, you probably don't remember a gift that was given to you. If you think about your childhood or just Christmas with your kids over the years, like as you said, it's not necessarily things that they gave you, it's experiences that you shared with them. And as you think about it, it is easy to think it's all about people and quality time. And as I think about the final words, what I would necessarily say to people is Christmas time is here. And it can be an emotional trigger for some, but beware of retail therapy and compulsive buying disorder because you want to keep Christmas shopping fun and think about practical gifts for people, what they can actually use, but also think about quality time and what you would want and try to impose that on them as well.
Absolutely. And that is the final word before I asked her for it. This has been, I hope you've enjoyed this particular holiday special about retail therapy. Let's look in here. If you guys have any final words yourself, we are, this is the purpose of our show, Doctors in the House. Those of you who don't know, Dr. Tiffany is a board certified OBGYN who overcame tremendous opportunities for growth when she had a fall that now precluded her from practicing, but she still remains certified and she does give advice, medical advice on the show. But mostly, we both give advice from our experience and happiness coaching and the things that we go through that make it personal on why we bring you the things that we do. My doctorate is not an MD. I'm a PhD. For those of you who don't know what that is, well, you know that BS is Bachelor of Science or Bull Shiitake. MS is Master's of Science or more Shiitake. And PhD is just piled higher and deeper. And that's the kind of education I have, which does make me a doctor, but of the PhD kind. So, yes, I am not giving medical advice. I hope you know that everything that we've talked about here is all to up level your happiness, which is my mission in life. Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And Frank, this is the first time ever where when he's giving me a 5-minute warning, we've actually covered what we wanted to in the topic. Miracles never cease. Do you ever remember us doing this? Usually we're rushing.
Well, I appreciate it because I still have more to say, but I wanted to make sure I got it all in. So I can always keep talking. So take inventory of your coping skills as you ride your dopamine wave, and make sure that you do not overspend as you make your wallet behave. How about that?
Ooh, say that again. That was a rhyme.
Yes, it was. I said take inventory of your coping skills as you ride your dopamine wave, and make sure that you do not overspend as you make your wallet behave.
Wow. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Um, what have what are you getting people in your life, not the girls on the chat if you want it to be a surprise? What are some good gift ideas that you've had besides the one I just talked about with the personal stuff?
Well, I'm trying to be very practical. And sadly, some of the people are going to be listening to the show. And
Oh, and don't say it. And don't say it. What do you think about people making lists of what they want? So my daughters are complete opposite. Um, Chloe, my older one, Chloe May is Chinese for beautiful. Sarah Wei is the younger one. Wei is Chinese for peace. My father gave her that Chinese middle name because when she was in my body, she was doing gymnastics during the baking period and pushing against my ribs and kicking all kinds of internal organs. So my father gave her Wei as peace, peace in, peace out, chill, don't kill your mother from the inside out. But Chloe she'll send you, here's my Christmas list. And all these things will be on that list. Sarah is like, rather have money.
it's great for the person to give you a list because you never know. You don't have to get everything on the list
But
because
see, I feel like I need to. That's the
no,
cool part.
you don't. You don't have to get everything on the list. You can cherry pick what you get from the list, and they never know what they're going to get on the list. And I don't mind giving someone money because at least they've told you what they want.
Okay.
So it's okay. If someone says they want money, give them money. Make your life easy.
All right. Any input from the cashier gallery? Let's see. I don't see any. We just say PJ's back.
Welcome back, PJ. We're happy to have you.
Exactly. 2 minutes. All right. Well, you gave your final word. My final word is this holiday season will never come back. This particular one. You now have, it's the 6th of December. You literally have 19 more days before the actual day of Christmas. And every one of those days will not come back. You can't do over. So I want this holiday season for you to be purposeful every single day in making it the best possible day before Christmas. So that's my Happy 88 challenge for you. All right, that's my final word. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am looking forward to our next music sound day. Tomorrow is Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa, and we have a mystery co-host because James has an audition, but I do believe, rumor has it, that Sam, my very first Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa co-host, will be here. All right, Dr. Tiffany, here we go. It's all about...
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
NBC News Radio, I'm Scott Carr. Fierce battles are being reported between Israel and Hamas in southern Gaza. Witnesses say Israeli warplanes are bombing targets across the densely populated coast of the Gaza Strip, in some of the heaviest fighting since the war started 2 months ago. From Jerusalem, Ralph Sanchez reports Israeli forces are operating in the heart of southern Gaza's main city.
The Israeli military says senior Hamas leaders are hiding there, but it is also where hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinian civilians are seeking shelter.
This as we hear from Aaron Rial that bets were